And welcome on a Saturday. It was a nice day today. Let's check out some things of our tower cams. We got 89 in Alexandria. Yes, it was a warm day and atmosphere a little bit drier there as we're seeing dew points in the 60s in most areas, maybe even some upper 50s there. A mostly clear sky that we're seeing here locally and not a lot of wind. Going to Leesville, let's visit out west where we're in the middle 80s, 86 degrees in that direction, dew point in the lower 60s. And once again, a clear sky, a nice view of the Cenla countryside over there. Let's take you to radar where there's nothing happening here locally. It's all still to the north of us. So I'll pull this down so we can see a little bit of the action there over the past hour. You notice a couple of showers have worked their way into South Arkansas, very low coverage with that. Most of the moisture is back up in the Tennessee Valley with the remnant center, weakening center of Helene. Which is in the Tennessee Valley, not far from the Nashville area. It's just kind of drifting southeast a little bit, I think. But you can see still it's got a circulation to it, but certainly much weaker than when it hit landfall as a Cat 4 hurricane. So that's what's happening in that location. Now let's take you beyond that into the radar and satellite imagery, where once again we see the center of the system, a little trough feature kind of extending to the west from there, and behind that trough there's a little more moisture kind of working around the system like we do with non-tropical systems, and that we'll be seeing in the coming months as we get these wetter systems come in from the west or develop in the Gulf and head this way. So here we're seeing a good bit of cloudiness across portions of Arkansas, and I do expect a little bit of that cloudiness to kind of make it down to Cenla in the next couple of days, but right now I'm holding out any rain chances with that. Let's go to your futurecast for Sunday morning, Sunday school and church time. It'll be a beautiful day on Sunday. More clouds though. I'm going to call it a mostly sunny to partly sunny day, and then as we go into Monday morning, we're back to school and work, and we have got a pretty nice start that morning. Monday looks like a good day with a partly cloudy sky again, and not forecasting any rain for the area on Monday. All right, so we've got our tropical tour. We do have Hurricane Isaac out in the middle of the Atlantic. It's taking a northeasterly motion there, carrying it farther north into the Atlantic, but it's a 100-mile-per-hour hurricane moving to the northeast at 18 miles an hour. Pretty respectable central pressure, 968. I believe Helene got down to 938. So that's a respectable hurricane out there, but it's a concern to the shipping lanes there between North America and Europe and Scandinavia. Tropical Storm Joyce is farther to the south, but just kind of in the middle of the Atlantic there, and it is moving toward the west-northwest right now, and will take a right turn as it feels some pressure from a weather system to the west of it, or works around a high to the east, a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm. I'm not really too worried for us about either of those systems. We do have an area that we'll keep watching there. This is a 70% chance. It's actually down from 80% earlier from the National Hurricane Center. And so there's a likelihood of a tropical cyclone developing down in this area of the Atlantic. So we'll watch those closely, as well as this. This is the thing certainly closer to home, and that I'm a little bit more concerned about as far as a 50%. This is increasing. The Hurricane Center, last I saw, it was 30% yesterday. In today's advisories, it's up to 50%. Toward the middle of next week is, if anything happens down in this area outlined by the blob, we will see it more toward the middle of next week. And as we get into the latter part of the week and the weekend, then that is when we may see some concerns developing in the Gulf of Mexico. And once again, this is going to be one of those situations where we have that circulation, that Central American gyre sitting right over here. There will be depressed surface pressures across this region. And so on the Atlantic Basin side, we'll get this little vortex maybe spin up. And on the Pacific side, a potential tropical development there in the East Pacific as we get another vortex started there, again, by that general broad circulation of the Central American gyre. So this is kind of a repeat of the pattern that we saw before Helene developed. So that is what I've got for you as far as a tropical tour. Let's come back home for your 7-day numbers then. We're looking at pretty warm days, 89, 90, 90 there for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You know, some thermometers can be 3 degrees higher than what I'm giving there. Others will stay about 3 degrees lower. Nights will be pretty good. And we'll start to see a little cool down, if you want to call it that, with Wednesday's front. Wednesday's front not looking too strong. And once it gets to the south of us on Thursday, we'll see a little cooling Thursday morning at 62. Could be a few high 50s, 58, 59 on some of the cooler thermometers. And then heading into especially the latter part of next week and next weekend, we will start watching the Gulf again pretty closely because there are some chances, again, from Hurricane Center, you saw that 50-50 shot of something developing between days 2 and 7, which would put it in that time frame there. Going to have about a 30% on Friday and a 20% Saturday. Some models, in fact, most models are showing at least some moisture coming back into central Louisiana up and over that front, which will be to the south of us at that time. So got to respect that pattern, at least with some lower end rain chances right now. That's it for your 7-day. Nick Michaels will be back with you sometime tomorrow, and I'll be around doing the forecasting shift. All right, so take care.